Hey Lily, it's Chi-Chi. I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm going to see you very soon, though. You're going to come and see Chi-Chi and Papa and Uncle Jason and Aunt Michelle, and you're going to see Aunt Lena, Cousin Lena, and Cousin Sylvan, and you're going to see Aunt Emily, and you're going to see Uncle Kevin, and you're going to see Cousin Avery, and Cousin Ian, and Cousin Riley. Oh my goodness, there are going to be so many people, and we're going to have a really, really nice time. So I wanted to read you a story by Dr. Seuss. Do you know Dr. Seuss? I think your dad has read some stories about Dr. Seuss to you. This is one story, though, that I thought was kind of interesting, and it's called The Sneetches. Have you ever heard of that one, The Sneetches? Look at that. Look at that Sneetch. And it has a star in his belly and a star in his belly. Oh my goodness. Let's read the story about the Sneetches. This looks like some Sneetches are playing ball. Can you see that? Yeah, they're playing ball. It's not the clearest picture, but yeah, let's get a little closer. Yeah, we like that. Do you like to play ball? I do too. I like to kick the ball. I guess that's called soccer, isn't it? So this is the story of the Sneetches. Now, the star-belly Sneetches, remember we saw the star in their belly? Now, the star-belly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain-belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big. They really are so small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. There's a Sneetch with a star in his belly, and there's a Sneetch without a star in his belly. What color is that star? It looks kind of like a color green. And what color are they? They look like the color yellow. That's right. Very good, Lily. So one has a star in a belly and one doesn't. Let's read more. But because they had stars, all the star-belly Sneetches would brag. We're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with that plain belly sort. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right past them without even talking. Doesn't seem very nice, does it? When the star-belly children went out to play, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You could only play if your belly had a star on it, and the plain belly children had none upon theirs. So they'd walk past them like that, and they would put their snoot in the air. A snoot is this nose up in the air, and there they had a star. And these didn't have any stars. Oh, and they weren't very nice to them, were they, Lily? I don't like that. And would they let the ones without the stars on their bellies play ball? No, look at them over there, so sad they didn't get to play ball. I don't like that too much. When the star-belly Sneetches had hot dog roasting, or picnics or parties or marshmallow toasting, they never invited the plain-belly Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year. Oh, what is wrong with these Sneetches? Look at, they're having a big party, and they're cooking hot dogs on the fire. But would they let the Sneetches without the stars come and have food? No, they didn't. Do you think that's nice, Lily? I don't either. Then one day, it seems, while the plain belly Sneetches were moping and doping along on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in a strangest of cars. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean. What a name. And I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy. But I can fix that. I am the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to tell you I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work at great speed. and my work is 100% guaranteed. My goodness, Sylvester McMonkey McBean. So here they all are, and he says he can fix it. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Comes up in that car and he says, I can help you all. And they're like, please. Okay. So he thinks he can do it, Mr. McBean. Then quickly Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. And he said, you want stars like a star belly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. So they climbed inside. Then the big machine roared, and it clunked, and it bumped, and it jerked, and it burked, and it popped them out. But the thing really worked. When the plain belly Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. So here they are. He's taking their money and they're going into the machine. Look at that. That's a lot of money he's taken from them. And then when they come out of the machine, what's on their belly? Green stars. Wow. So it really works. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. We're exactly like you now. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties. And now we can go to your hot dog parties. Good grief, groaned the ones who had stars at the first. We're still the best snitches, and they are the worst. But now, how in the world will we know, they all frowned, if which kind is, or other way around? Look at that, Lily. Everybody had stars now. So the Sneetches, who were not very nice, said, wow, we don't know who each other are. What's going to happen, Lily? Then up came McBean with a very slight wink, and he said, things are not quite as bad as you think. And you don't know who's who? That's perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you, again, the best Sneetches on the beaches. And all of it will cost you is just $10 eaches. So what's he doing? Look, there's the star Sneetches. And there's Mr. McBean. And he says, give me lots more money. And I will put you in my machine. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Belly stars are no longer in style, said Mr. McBean. What you need is a trip in my star get-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs. And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. So they went back. Went back into the machine, and they gave him all his money and went back into the machine, and it took off all their stars on their tummy. Look at that. They come out and all the stars are gone on their tummy. They think they're going to be happy about that. What do you think? When the snoot's in the air and they paraded about, and they opened their beaks and they let out a shout, we know who is who now, there is no doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without stars. Oh, they're still kind of like that, aren't they? Then, of course, those with stars got all frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a horrible mess. So they took all the stars off the bellies, those Sneetches, and they were so high, and they put their nose in the air. Na 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 na. We got our stars off. So now this group of Sneetches says, "Uh-oh, we put these stars on, What's going to happen to us? Oh, no. All the rest of that day, on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines they raced round and about again and again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept on paying money, they kept on paying through, until neither the plane nor the Starbellies knew whether this one was that or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. Oh my goodness, look at that. They're all going in and out of the machine. Look at Lily come in, out in the machine and out of the machine. Some with stars on, some with stars off. They just went back and forth, and gave that fella all their money. All their money. Wow. Then, when every last penny of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They'll never will learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch. He says, you'll never learn. You thought you were going to do something good, but you never learned. And I ended up with all your money. So there they are, looking at him leaving. And some have stars and some don't. And there he goes in his truck and his machine. Look at all those dollar bills. Oh my goodness. I think he might not have done a very good job here. What do you think? He sure did get a lot of money. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best kind on the beaches. That day all the Sneetches forgot about stars, and whether they had one or whether they did not have one on theirs. And look what happened. They didn't care about stars on their belly anymore. They said, I'm going to be friends with you anyway. So they had one with a star and one without, and they shook hands. And then there's another one. Look at that. They're going to be happy together. They're going to be friends. They don't care. One's got a star and one doesn't. Everybody's the same. And that's the end of that story. Did you like that story, Lily? About the Sneetches? Yeah. We don't leave people out because they have a star on or they don't have a star on. We like everybody, don't we? Everybody is special. Well, Lily, I love you very much, and I'm going to see you soon. I hope you enjoyed the story. Bye-bye.